All right, we are with it. Okay. Hello, everyone. I just want to make another video about the My Hero Academia Izuku Midoriya specifically, because I'm pretty sure I have every single one so far that's released, but the like action pose that you can actually put them in. Um, I want to make another video showcasing them again, but I got a couple new ones. I got a couple comments on my short that I made, showing the figurines, and they said, "Did you have a specific one?" And that's why I'm here to show you today. I got this Shonen Jump. There he goes. This was a Shonen Jump exclusive to my knowledge of a. He's just doing his iconic where he goes up against right before it goes up against Class 1A. If you haven't watched it, well, you've had more than enough fucking time. Another one, which I am very surprised that I'm getting. I'm surprised getting this version because online when I look it up, this version is sometimes more expensive than the other version, and that is the Fig Pen of Dark Deku, which is really cool. I mean, he's all sparkly. I don't know if you guys can see that. And that's really cool to have. There's another version of him where he is without his mask, and that one looks really cool too. But like, this is right when he left UA. Again, if you haven't watched it, you've had more than enough time. But we're just gonna go through all the figures again, and showcase a few new ones, and that'll be basically the video. So here's this one. This is the McFarlane. This is from the McFarlane wave. This was wave 1 that contained Deku, Bakugo, Shigaraki, and All Might. And I mean, there's nothing that special about them. I mean, they were trying to do the hair thing. They couldn't really figure it out. They basically should have just painted it green and just left it at that. But there was 2 exclusives that came out with that wave as well. And that was this Deku, which is doing full cowling. I like him better because his electricity is brighter, and he's got the whole full cowling marks and all that stuff that's going on. And the other exclusive was All Might in his Silver Age outfit, which is really cool. Definitely would recommend that one. Now, I also had an extra full cowling and an extra normal version of Deku, and I tried like switching the hairs, and it does not work. They are actually different molds when like in the back of their head. Now you do have the option with that Deku to put on his angry face, but it just doesn't like work right, and he has like a receding hairline, and it looks just so janky and messed up. Would not recommend it. Now this one, definitely, I don't like how they made him. Like I like how his body looks. It looks cool. His face just looks so off. It looks like he's going to kill me with kindness. And that is the other McFarlane Deku, which is just I'll give you a moment. Okay, you've had your moment. But yeah, he just looks cursed. But he's cool to have when you make a custom out of him. Like that's the really cool part. So we'll just kind of put those 3 right there. We're actually going to scoot them back, and we're gonna put them in the background. Now, rating these 3, your best bet's getting that full cowling one because it's just generally better, and it's just really cool to have, especially having it in package. I do have an extra one in package. There is a few other Dekus that are actually from McFarlane that never released, and they were like prototypes, and they're like on eBay, but they're like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So, Coca-Cola is ass when you just wake up. Okay, so we're just gonna do this one. This next one of my actual personal favorites, and I do have him with the exclusive headpiece on because it just looks better. It just looks better, and that is the Figma Deku. Now, comparing it to the Funkos, by far is better, but also he is a lot more limited because he is fragile, and I mean that's okay. But that does get annoying at times when you're trying to pose them and like accidentally. There's been people that said like this little arm piece would snap, or that knee piece in the back would snap, or just a general piece that would just snap. Like the Figma isn't meant as a toy as McFarlane is. Like Figma is you pose it one time and you never touch it again, basically. And that's where I stand when it comes to figures like this and figures like that. Those you could play with like fucking crazy and they won't break. You play with him like crazy, he's gonna break. We'll do this one. This is actually so far the most expensive Deku I've ever bought, which I don't fully regret it, but he's a janky one. I've had to glue his shoulder in place because they just kept falling out. And that is the amazing Yamaguchi Deku that will not stand for the life of him. Let me give him a fucking dynamic pose or some shit. Yeah, he's not going to stand. We're just going to have him sit. We're going to have him sit because, Deku sits sometimes. Maybe not in his hero uniform, but yeah. What the hell? I don't know which one came first. No. Yeah, this one came first. And that is the Anime Heroes Deku. Not really all out there. He's basically what McFarlane did, but a little bit better. Definitely you can pull some cool dynamic poses with him. Again, I think he could hold up with like a child playing with him like crazy, just like a McFarlane would, but I wouldn't do that. I mean, because I spend so much money on these figures and it's nuts. But yeah, basically this is like season 1 Deku, like how McFarlane did it. And it's a cool figure. Everything is really nice about him. He's got like a nice shine to his suit. My camera's not clear. There it goes. Has like a nice shine to his suit, which some people wouldn't like that. I do like that feature where it is shiny. It makes the character just look more presentable in my case. But there you go. He blocks out the exclusive with a big ass head. All right, this one I hate this Deku. You would never hear me in a million years say that I hate this Deku. It's just so ass. I don't know who approved this, and this was actually one of the reasons why my Figma Deku in the background there has his mask on, because this one literally is a copy of the Figma face. So, and this is the model kit of Deku. And it is cool, but like his gloves keep it's a constant fight with him to get him. He keeps falling apart and everything. Oh, please stand. Oh my god, it's stand. That's so cool. Finally. Once I'm doing something, motherfucker, you want to stand. To my knowledge, this is the first Deku figure we got with the Air Force gauntlets, which that's a plus. There was a lot of people taking the Yamaguchi Deku back there and making a custom out of him and giving him the Air Force gauntlets and whatnot. And that was cool. Or turning him into a vigilante, and that was always cool. I've always loved those types of customs. We're just going to... Oh, yeah, he's going to fall. We're going to have him sit alongside with Yeah, we're gonna have him sit like right here. Yeah. I fucking hate that thing. Okay, anyway. Next up, which going from a couple months ago, is the Jazzwares line of figures, which was really fucking cool, honestly. And that is this Jazzwares Deku that is arguing me with standing. That's like his I got a Deku, unfortunately, that has fights with his feet and does not want to stand. Cannot stand being a tootsie guy. Really cool. Again, more posability actually. Like the gauntlets don't move a lot, but they. I just realized the other day they have this hole in the back, and if you have like a Figma stand, you can put them in a really cool pose because that Figma stand fits right in there perfectly. I don't have any more hands for him. I would actually. Man, my allergies are kicking my ass right now. I would put him with different hands. I don't have any, sadly. Everything's packed up somewhere else because I am, again, still in the middle of moving, sort of. But that is the Deku figures basically that you guys saw in that short, if you watched that short. And this was everything I had. And that was official. But I have one more. And this is, by far, my most favorite Deku figure. And that is the SH Figure Arts Izuku Midoriya. I made that sound like it's like a god. And it is. The figure is so cool. Like, I'm not going to pose him. I want to, but I'm not going to. Because we'd be here all day. It's by far the best figure. Posability, dynamic, the details, and again, with the shine on the suit. I love that. And they have there's like another box, and it comes with the rest of his pieces, including Bakugo's. I do plan on getting Bakugo too, because Bakugo looks really cool. I'm not that intense of a YouTuber to know how to put thumbnails or pictures on the screen, but definitely go look on their website. And if you got, like 70 bucks and they're in stock, I would 100% recommend buying this Deku. He is by far the best out of all these figures. Even the Figma, I even tried comparing them with the dynamic poses. He can do way more. Even his scarf is articulated, and that's insane. The only thing I don't like is the little mask, because if you think about it, he just came out from his Dark Deku stage, and he's also relatively short. Like compared to the Jazzwares, he's short, but yeah, that mask just would not make sense. Anyways, now we're going to move on to the last three. And we're going to do the first two that you guys did see from that short, and then the other one that I made recently, actually. It's actually a remake. And the first one is this one. This is a McFarlane Deku body, and the head is from a statue, I think from... I don't remember, but if you were to take a screenshot of that face, you would definitely find the statue that's from. I also took the mask from that statue, where it's got, because I liked how it was, how it looked. And I thought it would be really, really cool to pose the head in. So I hope that picked up. If my notification is Deku saying Detroit Smash, and if that picked up in the video, I'm gonna laugh. So I'm leaving that in the video. I don't care. We're just gonna... Okay. Actually, we're just going to put them right in front. Definitely a dope character. See, it just looks better. This is what McFarlane could have done. They didn't do it. The next one I'm extremely proud of. He is breaking more and more day by day. And this head actually belongs to the Amazing Yamaguchi Deku. but I put it on the McFarlane body and completely just made my own. And that was a dark Deku. Guy's bag, guy's scarf. I don't really want to move him around a lot because, again, he is breaking. That is actually the body from my first Deku. And my first Deku that, like, this guy back here, I had my first one where he's got his stockings or whatnot. I used his arms on this Deku and just completely remade it. A more popular statue, sort of. I mean, it's a smaller statue. That's why I usually use the smaller statues for these figures because they just look so fucking cool. And that is another one. And that's, I got him. Please stand. He's not standing. His feet, I'll explain. So, there it goes. No, it doesn't. There it goes. So, that statue of Deku obviously had, both his hands and then his head were put onto this body. But his feet, those are also a statue. But that statue was from that Deku. So, I was just reusing parts because I'm not going to buy a whole nother character and then have to, just tear that apart and not use it for collection. Because when I did tear that one apart, I got kind of upset at myself because that was a really cool statue. It was really detailed, really fine print. But after all of that, I'm going to try to set these guys up a little bit better. Just kind of have Dark Deku kind of lurk behind there. After all that is my Deku collection, basically, now. There is a few that are coming out by Jazzwares that I saw. There was I think it was a WonderCon, Comic Con, I don't know what. It was some type of con, and they had, it was Dark Deku. It was going to be a first official Dark Deku, and they came out with, I actually have these on hand. I just bought these the other day. They are really cool. Todoroki by Jazzwares in the most updated suit, and I love that. And then Bakugo in his known outfit, which I wish they didn't do. I wish they did his winter outfit. I mean, again, dope as hell. I know this was a Deku figure, but or like a Deku video, but I just want to showcase those guys real quick because, again, they are both really cool figurines. They have different faces, different everything. I'm not going to show off because they just came out, not even like, I want to say a couple weeks ago, but I want to like save it for you guys, so when you guys go buy them and you see the uniqueness of the figurines, you guys can experience it yourself. Like, here's another. Actually, I'm surprised this is even in there. This is a custom Bakugo I had. I'll just throw that in there as an extra. And this was, okay, so this was actually my first Bakugo body that I had, and my first UA Sports Festival Bakugo head. And I just put them. I'm like Sid, the kid from next door. I'm taking shit apart, making new ones, all that. But I have him where he's wearing his winter suit, and I mean it's the same figure and everything, but he's specifically wearing his winter suit. His torso, my Bakugo, the biggest problem was his torso. It kept snapping off. Or popping off, not snapping, kept popping off. And that was extremely annoying. So I had to buy a new one and then all that, because Bakugo is actually one of the cheapest characters that's like by McFarlane. Their website does not sell any of them anymore, to my knowledge. So you have to fight for hell to find Bakugo. But after showcasing a couple new ones and different characters, I hope that shows everyone that so far I do plan on also buying that Dark Deku and that Shigaraki. There was a Shigaraki too as well that was along with Dark Deku, but but the two that were there were the Bakugo and Todoroki that I just showed you guys. So those were the two. Those were there at that con, along with Dark Deku and Shigaraki. Extremely cool, really awesome. A lot of these figures hold a special place in my heart, even the McFarlanes for being the first ones I ever had. They're just really cool, and seeing them like almost on the daily, and being able to see the uniqueness that companies have made, including with these customs that I've made. It's just a really cool experience to do, and it's really fun. If you guys are ever into customizing or getting into it, I would definitely recommend it. It's really fun, even if it's your first one. And because technically that Vigilante Deku, it was my first one. But yeah, that basically wraps up everything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully this kind of explained everything of what I have.